Hello guys, welcome to this new class. Today we're going to learn a very cool topic that is called passive voice. So let's go. Well, we're going to learn the use of passive voice. Passive voice is used when the focus is on the action. It is not important or not known, however, who or what is performing the action. Here we have a sentence as an example. My bike was stolen. Look at this, was stolen. Okay, now in the example above, the focus is on the fact that my bike was stolen. I do not know who did it. I just know that my bike was stolen. I don't know the person that stole it. Now, we use passive voice because sometimes a statement in passive is more polite than active voice, as the following example shows. A mistake was made. Okay? We are concentrated or we are focused in the fact that a mistake was made on the action, not on who did it. Okay, this is in passive voice. In this case, I focus on the fact that a mistake was made, but I do not blame anyone. This sentence in passive voice would be like this. You made a mistake. Okay, here I'm saying who did the action, who made the mistake. But here, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying that the action happened. Now, this is the structure of the passive voice, okay? The form of the passive voice. First, we have the subject, then the verb to be. If the active sentence is in past simple, if it's in present simple, I have to put the verb to be in present, and the past participle. For example, a letter was written. Remember that the past participle is the third form of the verbs. We have present simple, past simple, and past participle. Now, when we are rewriting active sentences in passive voice, note the following. The object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. The finite form of the verb is changed to the verb to be and the past participle. And the subject of the active sentence becomes the object of the passive sentence, or is dropped or erased. Okay, so for you to have this concept more clear or clearer, here we have some examples for you to see how is an active sentence and a passive sentence. Now, in simple present, look at this. The active sentence would be Rita writes a letter. Look, the verb is in simple present. Rita writes. Now, in passive, we have to put the object as the subject. A letter, then the verb to be is, then the main verb writes in past participle, that is written, and then the subject of the active sentence becomes the object in the passive sentence. Then the sentence would be a letter is written by Rita. Okay, we have to change the subject to the place of the object and the object to the place of the subject. The verb to be and the main verb in past participle. Now, in the simple past, for the active sentence, we have Rita wrote a letter. Look, the main verb is in past simple. The subject is Rita and the object is a letter. If we are going to pass it or to rewrite it in passive voice, we have to do the same thing. The object becomes the subject. First, a letter, then we have to put the verb to be, but in past simple because the active sentence is in past simple. So a letter was, and the main verb in past participle, written. And at the end, the subject becomes the object by Rita. Always when we are going to put the subject in the place of the object, we have to use this particle, by, this connector, by Rita, that is indicating who did the action. So the sentence is, a letter was written by Rita. Now here we have two examples of active sentences in the form of each one in passive voice. The active form is Jamie and Anne read horror stories. This is the subject, Jamie and Anne. This is the verb in present simple. And this is the object, horror stories. Now, for the passive voice, we have horror stories are the verb to be. Read, the past participle of the verb read, by Jamie and Anne. Now look, we changed the places. The object became the subject and the subject became the object. And we have to use by before the object. The second one, Tony finished a big salmon. This is an active voice. Now in passive voice, it would be a big salmon was fished. Look, the verb is in past simple. So here the verb to be should be in past simple and the main verb in past participle. A big salmon was fished by Tony. Okay, here is the same. We took the object and we put it in the place of the subject, and we took the subject and we put it in the place of the object using the connector by. Well guys, this is all. Thank you very much for paying so much attention. I hope you liked the class, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.